we want to get that. Go snag a couple pedals real quick. I need a chorus pedal at some point tonight. Where it went though. Da, 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 da. Let's let Facebook know. Oh, let's see. A little out of tune. Heck yeah, boy. I mean, really, just about the only thing that would be more appropriate is if I had some early '80s Gibson V's or Explorers. But you know, I mean, they were playing early Rhodes and King V's. James had an awesome white King V back then. Let me get the mic moved around. I was also going to try experimenting with miking the guitar cabinet, but I can't find where I put my other mic. It's somewhere around here, but I'm not sure exactly where. Also not sure where my cable went. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Actually, no. Let's go. I'm gonna go grab a chorus pedal because we're probably gonna need a chorus pedal at some point if we're doing Metallica. I don't know about the V. You talking about like Kill 'Em All era? Zero mids? Well, no. If we're doing the early stuff, the early stuff has plenty of mids, man. It's not till we get to Master of Puppets when the mids start to disappear. I'm gonna grab a pedal. I mean, it might be an Ibanez or something like that, because they were making pretty close to dead on copies during the '70s when he was learning to play. An Electra, that makes sense. That makes sense. That'd be built by the Matsumoku factory then. Oh yeah, I gotta update the guitar command. Get this nice and plugged in. Patch cable. You know, Electra also made Aria, Vantage, Westone, Westbury, several other companies or brand names. Really excellent guitars. I have a few. The infamous Vantage that Max hates or claims to hate, but also likes through the Ashdown now, apparently. That's a Matsumoku built guitar. Let's see, you need to let this down a little bit. Rhodes doesn't quite work if you're wearing it too high. It doesn't hang right. Actually, we'll just pull this cable out this way. We don't really need to wrap it so much because it's going to stick out back anyways. All right, let's see. Guitar Command. This is 83 Jackson Rhodes Student 0060. Alright, Guitar Command is up to date, and then Pedal Command needs a little tweak. We're going to run this SS10 because it can do a rat type distortion and the chorus. Which will save us a little trouble. Sounds like we're tuned down a bit. Have to get up to standard. Which I actually don't like this guitar in standard that much with these strings. Got to go down to a little lighter gauge. That's sort of my constant debate, though. Oh yeah, boy, we got a bunch more custom points. The totals, the point values are kind of arbitrary. So like if something seems like way too much, let me know and we'll tweak them. We'll start tweaking them. Some of them may be too low. I made the most expensive one by far changing amps because that's a pain in the butt. Plus, depending on the night, changing amps may be completely impractical. Maybe changing to an amp that doesn't do what we're doing at all. Which could be fun. Alright, let's get tuned. I set limits on some of them too. There are a few where like really don't want to be like changing guitars 8 times in one stream. Not the Les Paul. I think this can go even lower. TBQH. There we go. Feels more appropriate. All right, let's get over. Need more highs. Let's see. Wow, this crunch channel does not like a pedal in front of it at all. Some, in a lot of cases, like very high gain amps that have multiple tubes, multiple preamp tubes creating multiple gain stages can have kind of phase issues when you start adding in pedals in front of them, especially higher gain pedals. They can either oversaturate, or the impedance can be out of whack, or the stages can be out of phase with each other, and it can cause you to have that kind of like thin, broken up sort of tone. It's a little too loose. The gain's a little too loose running into the clean channel. So I think we'll just switch back to the crunch channel for the time being. Bring our lows down some. Bring the presence up on the power amp. To our lead channel. It's actually probably a little closer. Alrighty, let's see. So should we start with Creeping Death? Should we chit chat for a little while? Woo, a little bit of indigestion. Tweak, 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 tweak. That's getting pretty close. The EQ controls on this preamp are really interactive, so anytime you adjust one, you kind of have to go tweak everything else. this pedal over a little bit. Kind of in the way. We need a little bit of reverb. Not that much reverb. So, that's still too much reverb. You want just enough to add some space, but not enough to get in the way. It's pretty close. All right. So, Alec wanted to do Creeping Death because it's James Hetfield's birthday, so I figure we might as well just do a whole night of Metallica. Because I was complaining, I think, last Metal Monday maybe, that like, dang, people aren't really requesting much Metallica. Which, you know, when I was 15 and 16 was the greatest band in the world. Especially the first few albums. You know, we've had a few drive-bys saying, hey, play the beginning of Master of Puppets or this, that, and the other. Depends. It depends on which ones you post. But this is a perfect excuse, being James Hetfield's birthday, a perfect excuse to do an all Metallica night. Plus, that means we can mostly stick to the riffs too, because Kirk usually played the solos. James did play a couple good ones, but mostly better than Kirk's. Because most of Kirk's solos are just pentatonic wankery. There are a few that are more melodic. But, so I thought we would just jam Metallica riffs all night. Unless anybody has any, I mean, if somebody else has got something specific they want to do, then let me know. But the plan is just cool Metallica riffs, especially from like the first 2 or 3 albums. Or I guess we can do first 4. I'm not playing anything off Saint Anger. I might play something off a Load. I don't know any of the songs off of Death Magnetic, aside from some derpy lyrics. Alright, gotta get warmed up though. We're gonna be doing a bunch of tremolo picking tonight. But yeah, lots of new points. Got some goofy ones. Got pick an amp. Got pick a guitar. Got pick a pedal. Which like I was actually thinking for the next like Washed Out Wednesday, I could actually use that and maybe a poll or something like that to have you guys just completely pick the pedal board that I use and make me make stuff using specific pedals. That's kind of like a challenge, because that'd be pretty cool. So I might make that one cheaper. But then goofy ones like go find a cat, because I can usually go outside and find a cat within a couple minutes and bring it in and let it say hi and be terrified. But, or then hook up one of my ancient hard drives and Find some really old maymays. Try not to put any inappropriate ones on stream. Oh, come on, strings. They've been in E flat since we got this one out a couple weeks ago, so now they're like, what are you doing? I don't want to be in standard. I don't want to be in standard. Uh-oh. I've got a binding nut slot. So the way you can tell you have binding in one of your nut slots is if you're tuning a string up or down and the pitch doesn't change for a while and then it slips and just kind of jumps way farther or higher or lower, or makes that sort of ping sound you're tuning and you'll hear sort of creak and then ping, creak, ping. That means the nut slot is actually too tight and the string is not sliding through it smoothly as you're tuning up. Every now and then that can be happening down here at the saddle, but that's relatively rare. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with Creeping Death. We're going to start off with this open string. Let me tilt the camera down a little bit. Speaking of cameras, getting ready to purchase one as soon as I can find a nice deal on a like a refurbished one or open box one or something. It should be a pretty big upgrade. So starting off with that open string with it palm muted, down, up, down, up, down. Then we're going to come into a power chord on the 7th fret on the A string. We're going to have 7, 9, 9 on the D and G. Then we're going to hit it again, slide down to the 5th fret. Now, the third time, it's the multiple guitars. We start to get the layers adding in different harmonies, right? One guitar adds in what would be the 10th fret on the A string, the minor third of the E. And then that's going to slide down the second time to 9. So you get... The second guitar is going to play the 9th fret on the D string and slide down to the 7th. Now, what we can do is we can combine those. We can play both of those at the same time. That'll give us 10 and 9 on A and D, sliding down to 9 and 7. So, one of the things I like to do to give it a little more separation when we're playing as one guitar is I like to kind of imitate something they do in Ride the Lightning, which is taking that minor third, or the third of the chord, in this case that would be the 10, the note G, and moving it up an octave up to here. So instead of this, I get this. You gotta remember to change to a major third when you go down to the D. That gives you a little more delineation if you're doing it all on one guitar. It makes it sound a little more full than this. It widens the sound. It makes it sound more like two guitars playing at once, in contrast to just playing the little thirds this way. But again, if you're playing in a multiple guitar band, you can split those parts up and each do them kind of on your own. All right, so let's see. Where's Discord? Oh yeah, it already posted in Discord. And we are live. All right. Hey Kaz, what's up? Oh, okay. The emote was being all weird. Didn't want to load in. Welcome back to the stream. If you want to get really brave, you can add the fifth in up high. It becomes really hard to change to, though. So we're just going to come down these power chords. 5, 3, 2. The basic rhythm we have is so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's just 2 3 2 3 2 0. Right, we kind of vamp on that for a little bit. Did I post on? Yeah, I did post on Facebook too. Okay, making sure I got everything everywhere. So. Hey Grim, what's up? Dude, if you're waking up just for me, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's see. But yeah, there are lots of cool, speaking of what we were talking about in the Discord, there are lots of great guitar builders of all kinds in the Netherlands. Rickers makes guitars and basses. They're actually, outside of Europe, they're more well known for basses. Like in the U.S. and stuff, they're more well known for their basses. But apparently, over in the Netherlands, they're actually more well known for their guitars. They've been around a really long time too, but really high quality stuff. And some of the others, like the Elfarinks and the Scarpox, are insanely expensive, like jazz guitars and acoustic guitars. So that part is just 003, 003, then 0222. Yeah, but the other one I mentioned, the other one I linked to, Aristides, they're really cool. Like I said, they're similar to the Parker in a sense that they use a lot of alternative materials. They actually engineered at some Dutch university there. They engineered the material that they're filled with and made from something they call arium, which is like a synthetic wood substitute of some kind. And they're supposed to be like crazy, crazy, crazy lightweight. They're all one piece and then hollow on the inside or something like that. It's like super lightweight. But a lot of the shreddy, like prog rock and technical metal guys have gotten into them because they'll do like 7 and 8 strings and all sorts of wild stuff, crazy finishes. Let me get my fan pointing at me and turn it up a notch. And I'm sure there are more. Those Hook amps are amazing too. I've actually been waiting to see what the price point looks like. Their newest model has the ability to like load IRs and stuff and use it as a direct amp. So if the price is not completely insane, I might look into snagging one of those because that'd be really useful because I could run my cab here with an amp and run that signal directly into the interface and into the stream, which would be mad useful. What's his name? A lot of times, the really small shops like that, they'll get so busy, so caught up with orders or doing work that they just completely forget about updating their websites. If they have a lot of local business, or in other cases, they just went out of business because it's a hard business to be in. So then we should be back to our REC guitars. Let me look them up. See if I've seen them before. Rhino Bushman. Let's see. Websites des Standardmodels sind durchaus für einen. Got pictures? Come on, where are the pictures? Find lots of descriptions. Here's a gallery. Let's see. Guitar and gallery. So there's like a relic telly, quilt top telly, kind of like a spalted maple top. It looks almost like pistachio or zebra wood. Yeah, lots of really cool exotic woods. Amboina burl. Thin line painted canary yellow. Oh, there's something. There's kind of like a Les Paul Jr. style. Oh wow, that green telly. He's got a green telly on there with a Bigsby on it with like a trans green flame maple top. That looks really nice. That's definitely my style. Yeah, some really cool stuff on here. But yeah, he may just be too busy to update it. Because, I mean, normally if someone has gone out of business or something, then they wouldn't leave the website up and be paying for it. He just may have enough business that he doesn't need to worry about it. Let's see. Where were we? What's the first result when it comes up in RBC guitars? That's .de though, so that'd be Germany. I just noticed that. That's RBC guitars .de. So let's see. There's a Facebook for an RBC guitars. Wait, here's another one. Here's rbcguitars.com. Oh yeah, this guy's doing more kind of exotic, boutique-y stuff. Yeah, that Mockingbird with like crop circles or something on it. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Those kind of like multi-lamb, multi-wood neck throughs. Very much in the style of like Alembics and old BC Riches and stuff. Yeah, Alec wanted to do Creeping Death, and then brought up that it was James Hetfield's birthday. And if you remember a couple weeks ago, I was complaining that, well, not exactly complaining, but mentioning that I was surprised that we don't really get that many requests for Metallica on Metal Monday. Given that I more or less, at least roughly know just about every song from like their first 4 albums at least. But because that's pretty much just about all I wanted to learn when I was 15 and 16. All right. Let's see. Before the singing starts, we get that. What is that? Yeah, we'll do. Well, hey, we can do Seek and Destroy next because we're just getting started. What's up, Rexy? How are you? But that'd be a fun one to do next anyway, because I like the earlier stuff better anyway. But like first 2 or 3 albums. First album, Kill 'Em All, is actually my favorite one. They almost go in chronological order in terms of like my favorites. So, you know, we go from Kill 'Em All to Ride the Lightning. Master of Puppets and Injustice for All is kind of a toss-up. You know, Master of Puppets has a couple really killer riffs, but in some cases I think I actually like the song slightly better on Injustice for All. Obviously there are recording quality issues with it. Black Album, you know, Black Album is fine, but it's not the same thing. You know, it's got some cool riffs and stuff, but it's just not the same. Load and Reload are like something else entirely, even from the Black Album, so it's fine. It's not like good, but you can listen to it. You know, you can headbang to Sad But True, you know, or Wherever I May Roam or something like that. From the Bell Tolls. Yeah, we can do any of them. I mean, we're just getting started. So we can do whatever. Like I said, no Saint Anger though. No like Saint Anger and on. If you request something from Load or Reload, Alec might throw something at you. But I consider those, I mean, those are like post Metallica. Those are like a hard rock band, not a metal band. Load's got its moments. It's got its moments. Are we clipping? Are we clipping a little bit? Does everything sound okay out there? My meter looks like it's popping a little. But back the mic up a little, too. Because I mean, you got riffs like Ronnie. Ronnie is a sick riff, as like not metal as it is. You know, pretty cool riff. You know, he's got give me fuel, give me fire, give me da ba da ba da ba da. I mean, it's a cool rockin' riff. I wouldn't say that's their strongest song. Then you got King Nothing, which is basically like Inner Sandman Redux. I always liked, though, the kind of like whining high guitar in King Nothing the whole way through. I think it adds a little atmosphere that's sort of lacking otherwise. You know, there's okay. The songs on there are decent. They're decent. I think they're actually better songs than the songs on Black Album, because maybe they embraced not being metal a little more there. Yeah, Bleeding Me. That's pretty good. Until It Sleeps. Trying to remember, like I can hear it, but I can't quite remember how it goes. Like I can remember the sort of Until It Sleeps. Start building it up to speed. Still a little bit stiff. Got to get loosened up to get all those downstrokes up to tempo. You're gonna do what? Captain Falcon music. Do you just do? No, you can't have puppets before Kill 'Em All. Like, I could concede, you know, there's a point to be argued that Ride the Lightning could be better than Kill 'Em All, and that it takes a lot of the ideas in Kill 'Em All and kind of refines them a little bit. To me, you can't beat the energy of Kill 'Em All, though. It's just like balls to the wall, you know, all out, doesn't care, you know, still has like the strongest punk element to it, which I really appreciate. But I can't put Justice or Puppets, you know, as high up as either of the first two. They start to become, as sick as some of the riffs and things are, they start to become a little too contrived. But, which, you know, at the time, I guess they weren't. Couldn't have Death Magnetic anywhere near the top. I couldn't have Saint Anger before Reload either. I would probably go Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All is greater than Ride the Lightning, but marginally. Which are better than Puppets and Injustice for All, which are approximately equal. Which are better than Load, which is better than Reload. Now, Reload and Black Album are probably about the same. Reload has like one or two decent songs, but it definitely sounds like Load B-sides, which is what it was. Is better than Death Magnetic, is better than Saint Anger. I can't have Saint Anger ahead of anything. Just not gonna fly. Not gonna fly. Let's even get out of this freaking intro. Stop it. Stop it. You're gonna give me hiccups. All right, now we're at the point where we're getting ready to go into the verse, which is basically just that riff again, but it's got that little hit like down 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 boom. Hold on a minute. We'll pull it up and listen to it. I don't know. The the hardwired and all that stuff just sounded kind of like, oh, people accused us of not being heavy and not being like as metal as we used to be, so we're just going to recycle our old riffs in a slightly lower tuning in some cases. But I don't know, it didn't work for me. Plus, they're too old. They're just too old to be cool anymore. And they're not the type of people who get cooler as they get older. All I can think of all I can think of is the meme with them like standing around outside the Armani store with rewritten lyrics for the end of one. Absolute savings. Oh jeez. Let's see. Oh jeez. Let's see. Right or no, we're not doing. We're doing Creeping Death. Let me pull up the YouTube. Figure out that little hit right before the verse starts. Creeping Death. Creeping Death. There it is. That meme's not. I mean, it's old, but it's not an ancient meme, dude. The ancient meme stuff I'm talking about is like 2004, 2005, 2006, like formative stuff. Like back when demotivational posters were still the cutting edge of memery, and like friggin' macros. All right, so it should be coming up here in just a second. Ba-da-dum. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So like 2, 2, 4, 2. Down, down, down. Let's tweak our. I think we got slightly too much high end. Big issue you find with aging metal bands is that they don't have the energy to play the songs they wrote when they were 20. Metallica hasn't had the energy to play their early stuff properly since they were like 30. No, maybe not 30, but at least since like the mid to late 90s, you know. When did they start taking the tribute band on the road with them to play the early stuff? That was like probably 96 or 97 maybe. You know, and they just kind of like half-assed their way through medleys of them themselves. Go see him on Deathmatch. Yeah, I wouldn't. You know, as much as I loved them when I was a kid, I would not want to see him now. I just don't think it would. One, it'd be probably hella expensive, and then two, just can't imagine it. Can't imagine it being good. What do we have? Hold on. What's the follower goal being goofy about? All of a sudden the follower goal has like a scroll bar on it. What's up with that? Didn't have it before. Let's go to visual settings. S&M is better than all of them? Nah, no way. Does that get rid of it? That doesn't get rid of it. Why is there a scroll bar on the follower goal? What on earth? It didn't change anything except update the date. And now it has a thing. Why you got a thing? Let's lower the bar thickness and see if it fixes it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. For some reason the bar was too thick. Now, if you'd said Garage Inc., maybe. Some of the covers on Garage Inc. are pretty wank, but some of them are pretty sick. So let's see, we're coming out of our... Forgot my neck pickup is dead on this guitar. So then we're coming out of that into 2, 4, 6, back into Merciful Fate medley, yeah. Bread Fan. I think my favorite one, I don't know, my favorite ones are either probably Bread Fan or maybe So What. Bread Fan, by the way, if you've never heard the original song Bread Fan by Budgie, it's pretty cool. Especially to be as early as it is. Like, it's really heavy to be 72, maybe, whenever that came out. But anyway, so for a verse, we're just repeating that riff again. Back into that for a sort of bridge. Alright. So then let's see, we hit our chorus. Oh, by the way, if you weren't here earlier, we got a whole lot more point stuff now. So feel free to annoy me with them and let me know what you think about like the point costs, because they're kind of arbitrary, at just sort of random based on how much of a hassle I think it's going to be. So if you think some of them are like way too expensive for what they are, let me know. If you think some of them could be more expensive, let me know. The only one I'm not inclined to change is the amp one, because that one is going to be an actual pain in the butt to change amps midstream. Might be fun to do sometimes, though. And I was also talking about how it might be cool for you guys to just like pick a pedal board for me, so to speak. Using either, if I make the pick a pedal thing cheaper, and then let you guys pick like 5 pedals or something for me to use. Especially on like the night when we experiment with pedals a lot. All right, let's see. Da, 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 da. So. All right, so then our chorus, we're coming out of that. Big E power chord, C power chord, so 3rd fret on the A string, up to 5. Then up to 8. We're sliding it up to 8 to the F power chord. So let it be that song. All right, so. Back into that. F, E, C, D. So then we get that fill again. The B, C sharp, F sharp. So coming out of our or coming from the bridge into our chorus. Back into reverse. There's the 2-4-2. Some more verse. More bridge. Chorus again. F, E, C, D, F, G, E, C, D, F, E, C, D, B, C sharp, F sharp, E. Verse riff again. Boom. All right, so then let's see. Unfortunately, I don't have a neck pickup, so I can't get the tone quite as dark as he's using. So we're coming up the E Phrygian here. And we're just moving up kind of in little like groups of 3. Starting a little bit higher though, because we're winding up all the way through. Yeah. This is kind of coming down the scale, and these little pull-off groups. So then the old blues scale. come down just the E and B string. Yeah, the blues scale. That's why that emote is called the blues scale, because it just turns out after a while that everything's the blues scale. Alright, so then we have another, after the little blues scale section, we have another little kind of descending. Then we have a little arpeggio section. Other colors. No, it's the blues scale because it's got the blue notes. But as far as I know, there are no other color notes. So it sounds like it moves to like an A minor arpeggio. Like an A minor to D minor arpeggio type sound. Oh, that was a little too far. So it sounds like it's coming out of that then into sounds like it's coming out of that, the little arpeggio section, into F sharp minor blues. So like, alright, so then we get something different. So get something a little more melodic now, something less just kind of like blues scale noodling. So this is the E natural minor scale. So then we go up. So let's see, what finger is he using for this? Probably this. So. So now we're just moving up the minor scale. This is like a super, they stole this clear as day from Randy Rhoads. All the way up to the 22nd, then bending up to an E, so. It's great. Alec and I have debated this and discussed this quite a bit. As great as they are, Jakey Lee was better. Maybe not as important, but he was better. I say as I'm playing a 1983 Jackson Rhodes made within a year of Randy's death. I gotta say, he asked, what I thought of the ones with Randy. And they're amazing. I mean, they're great and pretty revolutionary in some ways for their time. But even just listening to a cliched a tune, as much as this tune can be cliched, as "Bark at the Moon," you just go like, "Holy crap, dude!" Zach, on the other hand, I can do entirely without. Strictly speaking, from a technical perspective, when Brad Gillis that took over from Night Ranger after Randy died? 'Cause that dude is a monster, an absolute monster. But I don't think we have any recordings of him aside from maybe a couple live things. But Jakey Lee's a really distinctive, really unusual player. Okay, so let's see. Now we're getting there. So pick scrape down. Can't quite get my lows tight enough. Can't quite get the lows tight enough for this sound. These speakers are probably a little too full frequency. So we do this for how many times? Let's see. By my hair, I creep across the lane, killing first morning. Fortunately, it's the easiest part. Should we do that, what, about 8 times? Alright, so the sequence is, we're starting on this E power chord here, 7th fret on the A string, then low E string, really heavily palm muted, then coming up to 8, 5, back to 7, then 10, 8, 7, Back into verse riff. Da, da, da. Not quite. Sounds like it ends on that B. Let's slow it down. Doodle-da-da-da-da-dum. Doodle-da-da-da-da. That's actually a pretty sick groove slowed down. Some of them work like that. Like a lot of Megadeth songs are great like that too. If you slow them down, they still groove. So we be your best fingering for that though. This fingering is a little cumbersome. Sabretooth, yeah, we do. Tonight we're just doing metal stuff, mostly Metallica, because one of our followers brought up that it was James Hetfield's birthday, so he requested Creeping Death, and then we've got to do For Whom the Bell Tolls after that. But what you got in mind? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We've got, as I said, we've got one more song after this one. We're just about done with this one. We've got one more, and then we can get to that one if you can stick around for a little bit. Oh wait, I was supposed to make a rule. I forgot to mention you're supposed to follow to make requests. All right, let's see. Got to remember to tell people that. So let's see the part we're at now. Thank you for that. But we had a bit of an issue where people were coming in and requesting songs, and I was playing them, and then they're just bailing, and I'm like, dang, that's weak. All right, so we're coming up the E Phrygian in this case. We're coming up the E Phrygian mode, starting from the B. And we're going B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D. Then B, D, G, E. So, then back into the verse riff. So we can get our speed back up. By the way, when you're learning stuff, you're trying to learn stuff by ear and transcribe stuff, YouTube, the slowdown function is amazing. So this is just verse again. It's all the same rip. More of that. Chorus again. So if you remember, the chorus is E. So just E, or start with low E, actually. This is Creeping Death. This is from their second album, from Ride the Lightning. The earlier songs, the songs from the first two albums in particular, are a lot more kind of raw around the edges than they became eventually. So this one is about, thematically, is about the final plague in Egypt, when the angel of death, killed the firstborn sons in Egypt. Real cheery material. C, F, E. And then we have that B, C sharp, F sharp again. So, E, C, By the way, Sabretooth, we do have a Discord. If you use Discord, where you can make requests for our different theme nights throughout the week, so I can keep track of stuff. You are welcome to join. Jump in there. We also just talk about guitars and gear and music and that stuff in general in there quite a bit throughout the week. But we've got a lot of different kind of themes. Like this Wednesday will be Weeb Wednesday, where we'll be doing video game themes and anime themes and all that kind of stuff. And then this Friday is Free for All Friday, so that's like anything goes. But it's a good way for me to kind of keep track of like what's doable, because some stuff is obviously not really practical to do on stream, especially since we're mostly doing it by ear. And then also kind of organize things. All right, so then here coming out of that chorus, we have E. And then just comes up. We don't move the entire power chord up to an F. We just move the A and D strings. So let me get this high harmony. So let's see. Da, 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 da. Not quite. There's a two guitar part. Then the second guitar starts to align the harmony part, the power chords underneath. Boom, 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 boom. So we start to get this, sounds almost like a tapping part on top. Not quite though, let's see. So probably going from a B. that low. Like a B up to a C. So that'd be if we're playing with pull-offs, but that sounds tapped to me. So let's see. So if we're tapping it, we're taking this little B arpeggio and moving it up to a C arpeggio. We're going to take the B and we're going to put it on the E string. So we have 7, we have 11, and then we have 14 with our tap. Then we're going to move it up a half step for the C. All right, so then we get our intro again, essentially. Then what's that lead guitar do? Sounds like we come up harmonic minor. So. Yeah, it might. Just it maybe. It could possibly be about Egypt. But the reason it sounds that way, right? The reason we kind of hear that. The reason. Thanks, Alec, for catching that. But please try not to promote. You know. I'll be happy to have you here. Happy to talk with you and chat with you. But you know, not networking while we're streaming. But part of the reason it sounds like that is when we take the harmonic minor, right? And we start to hear the fifth mode of that, what's called Phrygian dominant. That's extremely close to an Arabic scale that's used on the oud. Like it's very, very, very similar. It's not as microtonal, obviously, as the oud would be. But we hear that super Arabic kind of vibe coming out of it there. And just about any time you have, you know, whether it be Maiden or Metallica even later on and stuff like Wherever I May Roam, or Marty Friedman used variations of it all the time. They're using that Phrygian dominant. You know, it's just got that sound. Clear as day. All right, let's see. First things to teach would be getting them really comfortable with holding it. You know, getting used to it kind of being up against his body, because that's one of the first things kids struggle with, is just like it being there. It can be kind of distracting and frustrating. Make sure that it's set up nicely, set up pretty decently and everything. That stuff you can all kind of handle yourself. And then just start working on getting him to learn the basic parts, you know, what they're all called, what they do.
how to position his hands, like where your right hand goes. You can rest your right hand, on the bridge if you want, but try not to let it rest on the top, or you can completely float, and that's okay. Work on trying to get the right hand movement small and steady instead of moving the full arm, because kids, well, not just kids, but people like to try to move their entire arm when they try to pick the string. All right? So getting that right hand movement nice and controlled. Then start out, the exercise I always start out with anybody, with any beginner or anybody who's trying to improve their technique, is the 1, 2, 3, 4 dexterity exercise, like this. We've talked about it a couple times before, where you just pick a fret in a position. Say if we're at the 5th fret and we go 5, 6, 7, 8. Da 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 da. And by itself, it's a little bit dull, but you can tell kids that it will drive their parents crazy because it's so monotonous, and they tend to like that. And then you can start to make little songs and rhythms that are familiar out of that exercise, like kind of like a fake Peter Gunn. All sorts of things like that. You get to where you can do this consistently. It's going to make learning a lot of other stuff much more easy if you can get him to where he can do that within the first week or two. The other thing I usually recommend, especially with younger kids, is have them come up with a list of music that they like, songs that they want to be able to play. Because that can sort of help you go like, okay, well, if they like, this particular artist, this type of pop music, this type of rock music or whatever, you can start picking like, okay, well, this is a riff that they could learn to play really quickly. Or maybe we should focus more on chords and strumming because they like this kind of music. And that gives you kind of angles to approach it with. Because one of the most difficult things with younger kids is just getting them, doing something that they like. Finding out what they like and then engaging them with that. There's a lot of kids that come in that are under 14 or 15. You ask them what they want to play, what kind of music they like, and the first week they just go, oh, I don't know, what? We can play music that I've listened to before? That's a thing? So you got to find that kind of angle to engage as much as anything. It definitely is not. It most definitely is not. But unless your cousin has a very particular type of mentality, usually just doing exercises is going to wear thin after a week or two. But if you can find like the simplest lick, whether it's Iron Man or Smoke on the Water or whatever they like, if you can find some song they know and that they think is cool, and you can get them to just play like the outline of the riff, that'll help keep them motivated. Nah, they don't really even know what that is anymore. That was one that we really only got requested a lot when Guitar Hero was in its heyday. Get a lot of, like most recently, we've gotten a lot of Billie Eilish, which some of that's pretty cool guitar parts actually. But try to get the fundamentals, and that's what this exercise is for. It's about fundamentals. And as I said, you can make riffs out of it. You can make games out of it. You can say, well, hey, how many different ways can you come up with to play this? So if instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, how about going 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3. You can make up a million variations of that little 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise, and that massively develops technical ability, or the foundation for technical ability at least. Because when we start playing scales, our fingers are all now on these little 4-fret boxes, and they automatically know which note and which fret they're going to play, and I don't have to think like, okay, well, if I'm starting here, then I got to use pinky for this one. Pinky just knows, like, okay, if my middle finger's on the 3rd fret, pinky's going to play 5th fret. And it makes learning all the scales and other stuff down the road much, much easier. It takes the guesswork out of how, like, which finger to use to fret stuff, all that kind of stuff, and synchronizes the picking hand with the fretting hand. So I can't really stress the usefulness of that one enough, but you have to kind of find ways to make it compelling Every now and then you'll get a kid that's just like way into it and into the repetitiveness of it, and those are great. But they're relatively rare. But, you know, then, as I said, after the first week or two, you start translating that into songs and riffs. All right, let's see. What was next? Rexy, are you still here? What did you want? You wanted... So For Whom the Bell Tolls? Seek and Destroy. I think he changed, though. I think he wanted Seek and Destroy first and then changed to For Whom the Bell Tolls. But then if he's taken off, maybe we can do that one later, since Saber-Tooth Giraffe wanted Fade to Black. Because Rexy's in Ireland, so it's pretty early over there, or late, depending on how you look at it. All right, let's see. I haven't played For Whom the Bell Tolls in forever. The first suggestion on YouTube now is, what if Master of Puppets is on Ride the Lightning? A lot of those, those guys that do those are actually really good. They do a really good job. They're basically all better when they're on Ride the Lightning or Kill 'Em All. Yeah, just keep them coming. Keep them coming. Yeah, dude, no, that one is sick. That one is an absolute improvement. An absolute improvement. Alright, let's see. No, wait, I don't want this version. Let's find the guitar-only version, because that's the most useful. Guitar track. There we go. Oh, go away. Go away. I have a message. No, it's John. See if we can fake the bass part too. The do 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 do. All right, guitar only version. Dong, got the bell. That's just an F sharp to E. Then what do we have? Do 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 do. No, not quite. Da 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 da. Yeah, it sounds like da 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 da. That's pretty close. Da 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 da. F sharp, E still. Man, it does this longer than I thought it did. Does this a lot longer than I thought it did, or that I remember it doing. All right, so this part is just taking the power chords and moving them from open to 3 and then coming down chromatically. Second time goes a little higher. Okay. And this is like really, really heavily palm muted. So this is coming up when it goes up and goes in reverse. It goes 0, 2, 3, and then up to an A power chord. The first time. The second time it's going to go to a B power chord at the second fret. Hey, Alec, do you know if this is a Mustaine riff? Because that's like a super Dave Mustaine type of thing. It would just be faster. Get a little bit more low end on this one. Hey, Keep, what's up? I mean, I know he wrote like pretty much everything on Kill 'Em All, right? I didn't know how much he did on Ride the Lightning, or how many of his tunes made it onto Ride the Lightning. Legitimately, not just according to him. Just doubling the bass player. So it's like reverse. It's the reverse from the way most metal tunes are written. Instead of the bass player just doubling the guitar players doubled the bass player. All right, so. All right, so then now we gotta give ourselves a little delay. We'll see about how fast the delay is. It's fairly subtle, so we want short time. Shorter than that. And then a little more reverb. I totally remember that because that was one of the first lead lines I ever learned. I sat down and like spent hours figuring that out when I was 15. 2 creds on Ride the Lightning. Yeah, good. Yeah, definitely. I can hear that. Yeah, no, it's pretty sick. It's a great little line. A great little line. So what this is 12 on the G, 14 on the D, 11 on the G, 12 on the D, and then kind of walks back up from there. It's actually fairly palm muted too. It's like a cool little loop. It's also very, very Celtic-y, like in isolation. So then it fades out. Just starts to fade down. What? I mean, it is a very Thin Lizzy kind of line. Now that you mention it, just needs another harmony part on it. Dude, man, that song is amazing. You'd have no idea how much time I've dedicated trying to figure out how to get that sound, like that kind of bagpipey type sound on Big Country on my guitar. Always got to come back to John Sykes with Alec. Always got to come back to John Sykes. All right, let's see. Where were we? And that's going to fade down. All right, so we're going to come out of that into a C, which we'll play here, and then we can play an A. In the big country, dreams stay with you like a lover's voice on a mountainside. Yeah, it's amazing. It's not that fast. Right, I've got to turn the delay off. Whoops. C, A. So then from C, A into so E, 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 G. So O, 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 3, O, O, 5, O, O, 3. And we can either go 6 or 1 here, then 2 on the E string. Depending on which fingering you want. You could even use the infamous spider chord fingering there. The Ghost of Tom Joad. Wait, does it have an accent on it? I can't make it out. The Ghost of Tom Joad. That's a terrible and also great username. Thank you for that follow. No, bro, it's Metal Night. Can't demand Freebird. I can't even tell if you've got a lighter and you're holding it up, man. We've been doing, there's a slide somewhere around here. I don't know where it went. But Freebird with lots of distortion. Yeah, that should be a viewer point. That should be a viewer point contribution, like 20,000 points to request Freebird. Oh, hold on a sec. Let me step over here. Let me step over real quick and find a slide. We can do an amusing version of Freebird real quick. $25 for Mustang Sally. $25K for a crappy bar band version of Mustang Sally. We need a little more mid-range. You have to put some mids back. Sorry, Alec. I know Alec is allergic to mids. We can actually come way up high and do. There we go. Try to do the bird noises. There we go. Dude, the original version, like, was it Wilson Pickett that did Mustang Sally? It's funky as all get out. You know, it's just been so driven into the ground. So driven in the ground by people that just want to go like, you know, they just want to like suck all the soul out of it. So let's see. We do the rhythm part too. That actually is kind of cool. We have to do a metal version of Freebird. Not quite. Dang it. Almost. There we go. Actually, yeah. With all those like the big third harmonies moving kind of slowly and grandly. Especially if we could if we were tuned way down. Need to be a bit lower than this and then standard. There we go. We need F. So if we're gonna do F. Hey, don't blame me. Don't blame me. I'm just giving the people what they want. Or what they thought they want. This would be when the computer's built and we can do recording. I think this is going to be like one of the first things that we do. We're just going to record. We're going to actually like do the full song. We're going to record a metal version of Freebird. Because we can totally turn the end, like the big guitar solos, you know. No, dude, I live near Atlanta. Trust me, they want Freebird. They ain't memeing. They definitely want Freebird. I have played jazz gigs where guys have yelled out Freebird and been mad that we didn't play it. Which, I mean, I would arrange a jazz version of Freebird if the saxophone player would have let me, but Wonderwall. I'm genuinely surprised at how many people request Wonderwall. You know, I didn't think it was that popular still, unless it's a meme I'm unaware of or something. All right, let's see. We were just getting into the main riff of "For Whom the Bell Tolls." No, not quite. Too much reverb. Let's see. Where were we? How do we want to finger that, though? What's going to be the easiest finger for playing that? That jump is a little bit too abrupt. So we probably want to play that there. We gonna fight on the hills in the early days. Oh, Lord. Alright, so then our verse is pretty easy. E power chord, G power chord, boom. So we've got we can either play that C, boom, da da dum. Back it up. G, G, E, G, C, A, dum. It sounds like it's probably on the same string, so we want to come up to here. Dum. So repeat that back into the main riff. So super easy so far. Well, I actually want to play that faster than it really is. Mix that over again. Da, da, da. Need our little bit of delay back. So this is starting out similar to the previous solo part. But it's actually going down. And we're basically skipping every other note. We're coming down the E Dorian. Right, and we're starting on the minor third on the G. Kind of walking down, alternating every other note as we sort of stair step down the scale. And we land in the E power chord. Land in a G power chord. Boom, then that's a B. So is it the third time? B. So first time we land in E. Second time we land in G. And third time we land in B. Then same thing again, but it adds a harmony part. It actually adds, it sounds like two harmony parts, which are going the opposite direction. Moving in the sort of retrograde from, but still the same sort of chord progression, the same sequence. If you're just playing one, just play this one. This is the sort of dominant one. Just landed an E power chord, G power chord, E, G, B flat. This is basically just a verse again. Bump. So our verse again is just back into main riff. So this is just a unison E or an octave, like low E, and then E on the 7th fret, then up to an F sharp power chord, then back to the E, back it up. F sharp up to G the second time, so so we're doing that again and again. Do we do that all the way out? I think so. No worries, Rusty. No worries. Glad to have you, as always. All right, so that one's a pretty easy one, all things considered. Really cool little guitar solo. Cool riffs that are all pretty bone simple power chord riffs for the most part. All right. Let's see. Sabertooth Giraffe wanted Fade to Black. Yeah, it's your crafty boy Rusty. Craftin', printin', catchin'. If you like crafting stuff, check out Rusty's channel. Good friend of the stream. All right, so let's see. We had Fade to Black next. Fade to Black was on a Les Paul, right? I'm going to have to get the Les Paul, make Alec angry. Let's see. Let's use this to get our volume down. I think Fade to Black's on a Les Paul. Or no, wait, was it Fade to Black? Did they want Fade to Black or did they want Nothing Else Matters? Because I'm thinking Nothing Else Matters for some reason. We have to scroll back up. Saber, if you're still here, which one was it? I can't remember. Ah! Oh, it was Fade to Black. It was Fade to Black. Okay. So, Fade to Black. Do we technically need to get an acoustic out? Because this thing's just got a hot bridge pickup. Let's see. Alright. Fade to Black. What you got, Graham? We'll get it queued up next. Blue Oyster Cult cover? Okay, we'll queue it up next. Alright, it's got some death in there. Heck yeah, we'll catch it. We'll see what we got at the end here. Fade to Black. Guitar only. Guitar only versions are the best. That makes sense. That makes sense, definitely. remember how it goes. Okay. So it's technically an acoustic sound. We're gonna do it with chorused electric guitar because why not? Because I don't feel like digging an acoustic out. I guess I could get something that has a like the Parker or my Ibanez that has the acoustic pickup in the bridge, and we could do that, use that. But nobody has spent the points on a guitar change, so I'm not going to. Ha! All right, let's see. Nope, daggone it. I think when I was a kid, I played that slightly differently. I think. Uh-oh, we got a poll. We have a guitar change poll. That means I have to go make the poll. All right, let's see. Dashboard. So the poll means I'm going to put some guitars in the poll, and then you guys are going to vote on them. Because you'll notice I put a whole bunch more options. There is a direct guitar change option, but it's expensive for good reason. New poll. Which guitar should I use for fade to black? So let's do Parker Fly Deluxe. Let's do Ibanez Prestige S2020 XAV. Let's do something to annoy Alec. Let's do the Gibson Les Paul. And let's do a completely bizarre thing. Let's do the Godin Glissentar fretless 11 string. Oh, you can't fit, there's not enough space to fit the 11 string name in there. And then let's do, just for memes, the Eschenbach 7 string bass. Just for the last. Alright, let's do 5 minutes. Gets a voting. Yeah, that's how I used to play when I was a kid. Versus. While I try to remember how to play it. I never had a Bit Commander. Bit Commander was one that was at Southern Guitars all those years ago that you wanted that you never bought. I've got some pedals that do similar stuff. It probably won't track at all with the fretless. It'll be glitchy as all get out. But you can find them pretty cheaply. I mean, you could totally get one now. You know, you see them for like 100, 120 bucks. But that would actually be that'd be pretty wild using the fretless. Somebody will have to buy some pedals with their points. What do I have pedals set to? Pedal picking set to? Is it like 1,000 or 2,000 points? $2K. Yeah, I should probably drop that. I think I'll drop that to $1K, or maybe even 500. It might get over the top with 500 though. Let's see. Community channel points. 2K seems, in thinking about it, especially since I actually would like you guys to be able to pick pedals for me, 2K seems maybe too much. So I'm going to drop that, or let's split the difference between 1,000 and 500. We'll do 750. All right. So pick a pedal is currently 750. Turn it into one. Oh man. Is our poll up? Stream manager. Manage poll. And still got a little bit of time left. Really, guys? Really? Oh, Lord. I like how no one voted for the guitars that made sense in this context. All right. Hold on. Let's see. It shouldn't be too far away. I guess I should have seen that coming. Let's see. Let's move this guy out of the way. Here somewhere. here to entertain you in the meantime. That second one, like 5 seconds later, kills me. Oh my god. You think it's done, but no, it's never done. All right, well, now the question is, what tuning is this sucker in? And also, the jack is janky on it. So we got to get up to, I'm not going to go all the way to standard. I'm just going to do. These things, when I bought this sucker, when I bought this guy, they were pretty hard to sell. Like, I think I paid maybe around $500 for it, something like that. I think they're around like maybe $899 or $1,000 new. But from what I've seen, they've actually shot up quite a bit. They've become kind of like a, you know, a collectible or a known thing. Like if you want something that does this, there's no other option short of having it built. This actually has 11 tuners. Which is even more confusing. Because normally on, say, like a 12-string guitar, just a regular 12-string, you would have 6 courses. A course is essentially like a string pairing that's grouped that you would play together. So, for instance, a mandolin has 4 courses that are made of 2 strings apiece, and each little 2 strings are fretted at the same time to produce a single note. The same thing on a 12-string. You have 6 courses with 2 strings apiece. The bass strings each have a second string in the course that's an octave higher than the pitch of the regular string. So if you had, you know, a low E string, then you would have the E an octave above that that's played at the same time. And then the bottom B and E down here, the plain B and E, have a unison. They have another string that's tuned exactly the same, because obviously we couldn't have a string tuned an octave higher than those at the scale length of a guitar. They'd break. It makes it sound really full and jangly. In this case, this is an 11 string because it's based on an instrument called the oud from the Middle East, which we mentioned earlier when we were playing that Egyptian sounding scale. And that's typically the way that it's done. It has a series of doubled courses, anywhere between like 4 to 6 doubled courses. And then it has a single undoubled course for the lowest note that's used kind of like a really low drone or pedal tone underneath everything. So normally we'd be. So let's say, let's get ourselves. Now, playing chords on it, taking something like Fade to Black and playing chords on this is going to be interesting because it's difficult to intonate things like chord shapes on it. It's an extremely flat fingerboard. And whenever we're playing fretless, our intonation tones have to be directly, like exactly, perfectly where the frets are. So it's going to be really tough. Especially since the strings are still settling. Yeah, on the very top edge, there's a little set of little hash marks right where the fret would be if it were a fretted instrument. On like a completely unlined fretless, like say my fretless bass, there will be dots in like say the standard 3, 5, 7, 9, 12 type positions. But in that case, the dots are positioned where the fret would be instead of being in the middle of the fret like it would be on something with frets or with lines like this. So you can also hear like a lot of what's called moi in the fret world with very low strings, and especially tuned very low like this. We hear the string buzz off the fingerboard quite a bit because it's not a fretboard anymore; it's a fingerboard. And that rattling off the fingerboard actually gives the sound a lot of character. That's actually a desirable thing to most people who play fretless guitar and bass. But it's a very kind of forlorn, lonely sounding instrument, which in the case of this song is, perfect in a certain sense. Dang, apparently switching to this scared a bunch of people off. Oh well, if they can't take it, this ain't the stream for them. Alright, so let's see if we can start figuring out that lead line. And we can actually, let's see. Yeah, it's the booba. That's it. Little did they know. This thing's actually picking up my voice now and playing it through the amp. Hello? 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 Yeah, I think this one's just got the bridge pickup. Some of them have a mic in the body too. But see, let's dial the mids up a little. We can definitely get a singing lead tone with this thing. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, we're in a totally different tuning. Is that when we get our... So... The tiny, when you get up in these high positions, oh my gosh, the tiniest adjustment. Just rolling the finger. Makes all the difference in terms of being like in or out of tune. That's pretty close. And obviously we can't bend on here, so whenever we bend, we have to slide instead. So let's see, coming from. Then we back it up a little, get it like a walk up. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. Like a Dorian kind of sound. Do, 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 do. Battle gnome, and so then we're going to go back to a cleaner type sound. Get our highs boosted a little again. Then we're into an A minor. So our verse is just an A minor. We're starting off with the index finger up and hammering on to the first fret. Then into a C. Then into a G. E minor. This is just O, 2, 1, sliding up to 3 and 4. Life of distorted bridge part. Down. Got that for a while. So, as we come into that, we come back into a distorted sound. This is like a total doom tone. Holy crap. Dude, that's pure sludge. Yeah, dude, it is thick. Woo. We do that part again. You get that little harmony part too. We play it perfectly clean, it just starts to sound really sad again. fraction of a millimeter. Back into. So same thing, some more of this. Then back to this section. Another one of my favorite riffs as a kid. This just sounds like Sabbath playing it on this. I mean, that's basically in a slightly different order. I get the octaves. Super heavy, dude. It is. It's pretty beastly. Then we start to get the third harmonies. The third harmony is just going to be a mess coming through this thing. Trying to like subconsciously replace all the bends with slides is Da-di-da-da. Try to do that with good intonation too. Oh my God. Because that lick is super, super, super easy on a fretted guitar. But on here, suddenly. Don't have enough frets to get all the way up there. Well, don't have enough non-frets to get all the way up there. Because it can't bend. I mean, that's just coming straight down the scale. More blues scale. Then at the very end. Slide works a little funny on here. So like, let's go to like a clean sound. Because there's basically no sustain. The way this instrument's designed, it has very, very little sustain when it comes to like a quote-unquote fretted note. It's sort of the same problem with slide. As long as we're constantly picking to keep the slide sort of moving. Actually, that's pretty cool. Well, I mean, we can use it to get up there, but it dies pretty quickly. You know, almost immediately. Plus, then we lose our other fingers to play the rest of the part. You know, the little arpeggio part. Which was, let's see. Then it would bend up to this tone. So physically not very doable, because then suddenly you have to play that previous part with just these three fingers. Really cumbersome. This sounds super cool though, actually. Just for potentially, yeah, if you get control over it. Thing is, like, the piezo type pickup in this is so sensitive that like all the little buzzes that would sound cool with magnetic pickups, that would be kind of rounded off and sound, you know, kind of authentic and gritty. On here, it just become big nasty splats and clacks and clatters. Oh yeah, I went and listened to some of that you posted. It was pretty cool stuff. Very spare kind of blues. And anybody that's tuned in for Metallica in the last 45 minutes, man, they're going to be confused. get that just right, I can do like a suspended too. Crow Jane, don't hold your head too high. Someday, girl, you know you got to lay down. Gonna buy me a pistol, gonna buy back for the round ball. Shoot Crow Jane just to see the fun. Gonna dig a grave with a silver spade. Can't wait to lay that girl away. That'd be cool. Depending on exactly where you find it, since we're in an analog of standard tuning, we can outline certain chord intervals. In interesting ways. Starts to sound almost like Hawaiian-like. Especially if we go all the way down and add that 6 on the bottom. We get these more complex, like 13th sounding chords. Metallica wishes they were as metal as Skip James, though. Like, that's an example of what's called an 8-bar blues, which is a bit different. Like when we did the Peter Green type tribute, we did a 16-bar blues, and we did several variations of 12-bar blues. This is actually an 8-bar blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we dial in, let's see, let's get a little more ambience, and let's start experimenting a little bit. Let me change the title, since we're just kind of off in some other world now. Yeah, let's see what we can come up with. All right, so let's get ourselves a bunch of reverb and some delay. And then let's get our second delay, which can get kind of dirty. Man, it's really hard to get that intonation up there. That's fun. We're gonna have to get this out more for washed out Wednesdays and stuff. Because I definitely need to practice and really work on my intonation up high on this. Like it's pretty decent down here, but up here it definitely needs work. Because I'm always off. I'm just like a little bit, usually a little bit sharp up here. Like a little Barrios on it. Interesting. The string spacing is not really ideal for playing the standard classical repertoire either. But there's certainly some potential there, I think. Do some really pretty stuff. Title that update? Yeah, I did. Okay, just an update on the page. All right, we're probably going to wrap it up in about a minute. 3.5 hours is pretty good, especially considering the last hour it has been messing around with a very unusual instrument. So, if you're out there in Viewerland, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't followed, click the follow button. This Wednesday, we've got a Weeb Wednesday coming up, doing anime and video game themes and J-Rock. You can make requests for those in the Discord if you're a follower. So jump in the Discord there. Check out the socials, the Instagram, the YouTube. That will start getting stuff up as soon as we get the new computer in and get it built. And thanks everybody for hanging out. Stop back by again Wednesday for Weeb Wednesday. And I will see y'all next time.